How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to Rangers Rundown. Another win in the books for the Rangers this season. Let's take a look at how we got here. Before we start into the game, just a couple things. This is the first game at the new arena for the Islanders against the Rangers this season. It's only their third home game of the season. The Islanders started this year on a 13-game road trip, which is a tall order for any team, and the Islanders didn't fare extremely well. They are still at the bottom of the Metropolitan Division, and that 13-game road trip probably has something to do with it. So tonight was only their third home game of the season. They have yet to win at home this season in their new arena. Hopefully that comes sooner rather than later for them, but didn't happen tonight. The Rangers played against a very badly stripped down lineup tonight for the Islanders. The Islanders have 7 players on the COVID list and 3 players are injured. So 10 of the Islanders' regular lineup players were out against the Rangers tonight, which is part of the reason why the score is 4-1. Some might argue the score should have been higher sooner. I think I'm one of those people that would have argued to not score a single goal in the first period against a team that's pretty handicapped. I think that says more about the Rangers than it does against the Islanders. But the Rangers did win 4-1, so I'm not going to complain about a win, especially a win 4-1. Getting into this, though, Kreider, Zibanejad, and Kakko started on the first line tonight. Panarin, Strome, and Hunt would make up that second line. So a second line that we've seen pretty consistently stay together. Little moves around the lineup tonight from Gallant. He's just trying out some stuff and seemed to work. Lafreniere, Hedl, Gauthier would stay together, though, and then Rooney, Gaudreau, and Reeves would make up that fourth line, which did some considerable damage tonight. Half of the goals that the Rangers scored tonight came from that fourth line, so they are finally starting to break through. I really like Gaudreau on that fourth line. He's really good at faceoffs, so he can win the faceoff, and then Rooney and Reeves can help facilitate that offense in the zone. So they showed it works tonight. Let's keep rolling this forward. Lindgren, Fox, Miller, Trouba, Nemeth, Lundqvist. Lundqvist is back in the lineup tonight. Tenorti back as a healthy scratch, and then Shesterkin in net. Into the first period, opening push by the Islanders, followed by a couple Islanders icing. So they start the game off strong, and then they slow the game down. 1 minute and 23 seconds in, Palmieri takes a slashing penalty. It was drawn by Hedl, who had a good chance in front. Couple good chances on that power play, but nothing would go in. Shortly after, at 3:57, Gaudreau would take a high sticking penalty, and they would kill off that penalty. Hedl with a nice shot about halfway through the period. Defense playing well, offense not so much. Both teams' defense playing well in that first period. Islanders are missing 4 of their regular defensemen, so that was the time to strike. If you're the Rangers, you strike against a team who's missing 10 players, 4 of which are defensemen. And the Rangers failed to do that. Now, it's probably a mix of both the Rangers just not jumping up on the chances and the Islanders already being a very defensive-minded team. I think both of those came into play tonight, but you would have liked to see the Rangers push through a little bit more in that first period. 11:54, Strome almost got called for a high stick, but it was the puck that ended up hitting Beauvillier in the head. It did look close. Good thing the referees looked at it and did not give the penalty to Strome, although he would get 2 more before the night is over, so don't worry. 6:30 left in the game. Good shots by Zibanejad and Kreider. 4:45, Fox breaks up a 2-on-1. He is just playing. He's continuing to play at Norris level to start this season, and he shows no signs of stopping. So 20 seconds later, though, he would take a hooking penalty, but the Islanders would not score because at 16:12, Barzal would take a hooking penalty. So we get 53 seconds of 4-on-4. Trouba made a great play in the offensive zone shorthanded that led to a chance. And then the rest of the period, nothing much would happen for either team. End of the first period, shots are even 8-8. Islanders hitting a lot, and that's probably a consequence of that's their best chance at staying in this game with a lot of their players out, is just keep hitting and trying to slow the Rangers down. And they definitely did that. They out-hit the Rangers 31-22 tonight. So that was probably part of their strategy. Getting into the second period, 6 seconds into the penalty. I don't know if I've ever seen a penalty taken this quickly into a period. 6 seconds into the second period, Barzal takes a hooking penalty, his second hooking penalty in about 4 minutes of game time. And then 23 seconds later, Kreider would score his 9th power play goal of the season, tying Leon Draisaitl for the league lead. Kreider is having an amazing start to the season. It was a deflection, obviously. Strome gets an assist on that goal, so Strome has a 7-game point streak going for him. So Strome very sneakily being one of the most productive players for the Rangers. Kreider gets another chance in close shortly after that, and then at 2:28, Strome would take his first penalty of the evening, a tripping call. And during that penalty kill, there was a scary ricochet in the crease, but it was cleared out. 5:30, Hedl takes a tripping penalty, and it was the 4th penalty of the game for the Rangers. We're not even halfway through the game. The Rangers would clean it up, though. They would only take 1 penalty for the rest of the game. 2 penalties for the rest of the game, so they did clean it up a little bit, but still, when you're taking 6 penalties in one game, they killed off all 6, so the penalty kill was great tonight, going 6 for 6 against a team who's, I think, bottom 3 in the league for power play, so it wasn't too tall of an order for the penalty kill, but still, you can't give up 6 chances shorthanded in a game. Like, you can't do that. Rangers got lucky tonight with a very good penalty kill, but that can't continue moving forward. Halfway through the period, shots 5-2 in favor of the Islanders. So Rangers kind of playing on their heels after that Kreider goal. They're shorthanded twice, so that's going to happen. 11:44, Pajot takes a high-sticking penalty, and the Islanders' penalty kill looked good. Rangers barely set anything up. They only got 1 shot on goal that power play. 14:28, Rooney scores a goal. So that 4th line, putting in some effort, scoring the Rangers' 2nd goal of the game, 2nd goal of the period. Gaudreau makes a very nice play in the neutral zone, and then he got it down low. He passed it to Rooney behind Varlamov, who was at the top of the blue paint, and Rooney just pots it in. So it was a great goal, putting the Rangers up 2-0. Reeves has an assist on that goal, his 2nd point of the season, but Reeves wouldn't be done. 17:39 of that period, Strome takes his 2nd penalty of the night, an interference call. There was a great glove save on Pajot from the slot by Shesterkin. Shesterkin stops Wahlstrom in front shortly after that, and Strome had a partial breakaway out of the box. He wouldn't score, but it was nice to see. Put some of the momentum back in the Rangers' favor. Shot 7-8 in favor of Islanders, but the Rangers are playing better. They're taking a lot of penalties, which is not good, but they also scored twice. So if you want to call that period a wash, I guess you could say that. I don't know why you would. The Rangers are up 2-0, so I call that successful. If not contained excitement, because you still have 1 period of play left. But we go into the 3rd period, 4th line to start the period for both teams. Panarin had an in-close slapper right at the dot, but it was saved about 2 minutes in. And then at 3:52, Andreoff would score a deflection goal from a point shot. So a little bit of life back in for the Islanders. They put up a goal, so it's 2-1. But then 20 seconds later, Rooney would score his 2nd goal of the game, his first career 2-goal game. So congratulations to Rooney. Reeves had a beautiful pass around a sliding defender, right across the slot. Reeves put it in. This is Reeves in his 702nd game of his career, I believe. This is his first 2-assist game. Now he's had, I think this is his 4th. It's his 3rd or his 4th 2-point game, but it's his first game with 2 assists. So there you go. Good for Reeves. He needed a game like this. He's been putting in a lot of hard work. Then at 11:02, Kreider would score a non-power play goal those don't happen that often. Zibanejad had very nice saucer pass across the slot, right on Kreider's tape. He was able to put it in. 13:37, Pageau had a high hit on Lindgren. Kind of shoulder went into his jaw. Lindgren goes down, ends up going to the locker room. Fox attacks Pageau, one of the last players you would ever expect to start a fight. But Fox goes in and attacks Pageau. It didn't count as a fight. Fox got a roughing penalty, but Lindgren would go to the locker room for concussion protocol. He did come back for one or two of the last shifts of the game, so he is okay. Gallant absolutely furious that there was not a call on Pageau. You watch the replay, it's a high hit. Did Pageau target the head? You know, as Rangers fans, you want to say yes. Refs didn't call anything. Gallant was absolutely furious. Fox gets called for roughing, so Islanders go on the power play, but the penalty kill goes 6 for 6. That boosts the penalty kill numbers in the league, which they needed because the penalty kill was kind of riding on a low these past couple games. 18:09, Lafreniere and Pageau fight. Again, another player on the Rangers you don't really expect to tussle all that much, but Lafreniere gets in there and he wins the fight. You know, Pageau falls first, and that's really how you figure out who wins a fight. And then at 19:46, Hunt slashes Wahlstrom. Wahlstrom slashes Hunt. I don't know who slashed first, but Wahlstrom also gets a roughing penalty. So the Rangers end up with a power play for the last 14 seconds of the game, but it really doesn't matter. The Rangers are up 4-1. I really don't think they tried that hard to score in the last 14 seconds, but this is the Rangers' 7th road win of the season in their 19th game of the season. So Rangers are 3rd in the league in terms of their road wins. So their road record is 3rd in the league. Rangers play very well on the road to start the season, which is good because that's usually where teams play worse. So for the Rangers to play well on the road and then also play well at home, that's why the Rangers are 12-4-3 to start the season. They're playing really well. They're winning very close games, and Shesterkin has a big part to do with that, but they are winning. So critique this team all you want. They're winning games. So that's really, at the end of the day, what you want from this team is them to win. Critique them all you want, but they're putting up points. End of the game, shots 21 even for both teams. So not one of the Rangers' more higher shot games that they need. But they didn't get outshot, at least, so we can take that away. Face-offs, 41.7% for the Rangers. Power play went 1 for 5. Hits, 23-31 in favor of the Islanders, and blocks, 16-7 in favor of the Rangers. The trivia question of the evening: who scored the Rangers' first ever goal at Nassau Coliseum, the Islanders' old arena? I didn't know the answer, but it was Vic Hadfield on October 21st, 1972. The Rangers won that game 2-1. So there you go. Rangers with another win in the books, putting them up to 12 wins on the season. Not a bad start. Rangers have tomorrow off, obviously, for Thanksgiving, but they are back in action Friday afternoon. It's an afternoon game during the week. We don't see those that often, but they are in Boston at 1 p.m. on Friday. That game is on ABC and not MSG, so I don't think there'll be a trivia question on Friday, but you never know. There might be. But Rangers playing their 20th game of the year on Friday. I'll do another 10-game recap after that on Saturday, so be on the lookout for that. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more videos like it, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next rundown.